A very good evening and welcome to our 9 p.m. news. My name is Eunice Esho.
I'm Lillian Alfred.
2 women from Matungulu, Machakos County have been slapped with 1.5 million fine by a Kangundo case. Lydia Mpondo and Juliana Musyoka from Katine sublocation were found guilty of defaming Joseph Musyoka by spreading defamatory words that had defiled and impregnated a minor on deferred dates in December 2016.
According to Kyoko, a married father of 3, the defamation was done through talking in section of media where he was accused of emulation, ridicule, contempt, and lower his self-esteem.
In her ruling, Principal Magistrate Mother Opanga said the court had proved beyond reasonable doubt that Kyoko was not involved in the defilement accusations.
This was done through DNA tests conducted in 2 separate institutions after the girl gave birth.
2 women were ordered to pay the sum of as general and exemplary damages. A police officer based in Kipipiri, Nyandarua County was on Thursday found brutally murdered in an accident authority believed stemmed from a love triangle. Lilian Tuli reports.
A police officer based in Kipipiri, Nyandarua County was on Thursday found brutally murdered in an incident authorities believe stemmed from a love triangle. Corporal Joseph Kaungu, 59-year-old body was found lying in a pool of blood by police officers from Turusha police station after members of the public tipped them off after discovering his mutilated body. Kaungu's body had multiple deep cuts on the face and neck while his wrist had been severed from his right hand. His right foot had also been cleaved from his leg. Preliminary investigations by police have revealed that the victim was last seen leaving Turusha police station to buy some cigarettes from a nearby shop. It is suspected that he encountered his would-be murderer John Adhiambo Kinyanjui, who had since gone into hiding during the period. Police have arrested the suspect's ex-wife, 40-year-old Tabitha Wanjiru Adhiambo, to assist in investigations. The dead body has since been moved to JM Kariuki Hospital morgue in Olkalau for further investigations. Reporting for Spice TV, I'm Lillian Mutuli.
Mombasa Governor Abdul Swamad Sherif, speaking on meeting today where Mombasa Care program was held, kept land grabbers on notice following diversion of Knowledge Hospital land. Lilian Muturi with the report.
Land grabbers in Mombasa have received a stern warning from Governor Abdul Swamad Sharif Nasir following the invasion of land hosting Kongowea Hospital by unknown people. Speaking during a visit to the facility where the Mombasa Care program was held, Nasir stated that there will be a search and survey for all the land parcels. The governor tasked the land CEC Mohamed Hussein to take charge of ensuring nobody encroaching into the hospital land and other public land to ensure safety of the people.
Kwa kuna mtu anataka kuchukua ardhi, yaingiliana vipi akilini pahali kuna hospitali mtu adai ni ardhi? Waziri wa ardhi and the people from finance na legal, we will go out kama ni kuweka kesi ambayo kwamba itakuwa ni kesi ya maana. Tena sasa nataka tufanye search. Huyu ambaye anaidai ya kwa hii ardhi ni yake, afanyiwe search tujue ardhi zote katika hii Mombasa ni gani na gani anaidai. Yeye ata claim hii. Mimi nitafuata na nitafanya kila utafiti wa ardhi zote katika Mombasa. Kama kuna jina lako ama biashara zozote, tutakutafuta pale ulipo, kwa sababu maisha ya watu wote hapa. Huwezi kunizuia kujenga hospitali katika maeneo haya kwa sababu ya ulafi wa mtu mmoja. Mimi kama Abdul Swamad Sharif Nasir, hama waziri, hamna aliye na nyumba wala ploti Kongowea. Mimi nitawaomba nyinyi, kwa sababu kuna baadhi ya barabara nyingine tunajaribu kujenga, lakini kwa bahati mbaya watu wameamua kujenga paka katika barabara. Hatuwezi kuacha legacy ama kumbukumbu ya kwa mimi nilijenga barabara ya zigzag.
Mombasa has for a long time suffered historical land injustice, increase in squatters and underdevelopment that the governor prompted to give a solution to. Reporting Spice TV, my name is Lillian Mutuli.
A woman aged 30 years who won the local election in India dies 12 days before the poll. Niv Amtala with more.
A woman won a local election in India almost 2 weeks after her death as supporters kept their pledge to back her in as a sign of respect. Ashia B polled at nearly 44% in the race for municipal civic body seat in India's most popular state of Uttar Pradesh this month and was declared victorious posthumously. The popular 30-year-old first-time candidate fell ill reportedly from an acute lung and abdominal infection and died just 12 days before the poll. Her husband informed the election officials, but District Officer Bhagwan Sharan told AFP on Tuesday that there was no procedure in place to remove her name from the ballot. Before she passed away, B proved a major hit with voters and many decided to cast their ballots for her anyway, in a sign of admiration.
That is all from the International News Desk on Space TV. My name is Niv Amutala.
A bride becomes a widow in less than an hour after her wedding when a groom collapses while posting on pictures. Niv Amutala with the report.
Jonimaya Dennis and Toraz Davis from Nebraska tied the knot on 19th June at a church in Omaha, where they were surrounded by friends. However, their joy turned into sorrow when Mr. Davis, 48 years old, collapsed as he was about to pose for pictures with his new wife. According to New York Post, Monica Miller, a friend of the couple, reportedly said it was the happiest day of Toraz's life. He was taken to a nearby hospital where doctors discovered he had a blood clot in his lungs. He passed away later that day.
We usher in Grace Chege with more news updates. Thank you.
My Leader Kenya MLK is an election campaign portal for aspirants, voters, NGOs, political parties, and IEBC. Connect aspirants to our grassroots network of 47 county coordinators, 290 constituency coordinators, and 1,450 ward coordinators spread across the country. We are currently seeking donations from partners and well-wishers to set up more MLK voters hubs for voter education, awareness, economic empowerment, aspirants profiles and manifestos, debates, and run the hashtag MLK Siasa TV show etc.
Once again, welcome to today's news update. My name is Grace Chege. Feel welcomed to comment on our news update on all our social media platforms at Spice TV. On to our first story is that the government is raising against time to extract oil from the Turkana oil fields with the hopes of the entire project page on a field development plan to assess the viability and profitability of the whole project. Our reporter Grace has more details on the story.
The government is racing against time to extract oil from the Turkana oil fields with the hopes of the entire project paged on a field development plan to assess the viability and profitability of the whole project. According to Energy Secretary Davis Churchill, the report being undertaken by the Energy and Petroleum Regulatory Authority will be ready by end of August and will give the government a clear roadmap on what to do next.
You may or may not be aware that we are at a phase where if companies like Kenya with Total and Africa Oil can write off their investment in a block where discoveries have been made, the risk capital that goes into a block where discoveries have not been made is a challenge.
Churchill further stated that the government is operating on a limited time period as Kenya is one of the signatories to the Paris Climate Agreement that will prevent it from exploring non-renewable energy by 2030. He also stated they will need 1 trillion Kenyan shillings to undertake the project, which will be an uphill task given that 2 of the 3 partners in the venture have already folded.
To get capital today to develop a project that may be seen to be impacting negatively on the environment could be a challenge. So we need to work quickly within the window available to us today to ensure that we bring this project to a closure. It's a great project for this country if we can accelerate, but carry everybody with us so that we are all on the same page.
The CS was speaking during a meeting with the leadership of Turkana County for an update of the oil project, where he expressed the expectations of the project. Turkana Governor Jeremiah Lomurukai had this to say.
We wanted to know the contents of the FDP, that's the Field Development Plan, which now we've really been told that is still undergoing some process through Parliament, and then it will go again to public participation. That is one that has been clarified to us.
This comes as British exploration firm Tullow Oil has assumed full ownership of the Kenya Crude project in Turkana after its joint venture to Africa Oil Corp and Total Energy exited. Grace Chege for Spice TV.
Central Bank of Kenya Governor Dr. Kamau Thuge says there will be little to no inflationary pressure on Kenyans as a result of the new taxes in the Finance Act 2023.
Central Bank of Kenya Governor Dr. Kamau Thuge says that there will be little to no inflationary pressure on Kenyans as a result of the new taxes in the Finance Act 2023. Thuge, who was speaking during the bi-monthly monetary policy meeting press briefing, stated that the National Treasury had put in place measures to counter increased taxes on fuel, housing and NHIF by reducing tax on railways, levies and imports.
That they may arise from the VAT on fuel, but we do expect some increase in July. But overall, given the actions that we are now taking, we actually do expect that by August, earliest and latest by September, we expect the overall rate of inflation to come to below the upper range of 7.5 and to be firmly within our target range of between 2.5 and 7.5.
Dr. Thuge says the reduction of the railway levy and import declaration levy, which collectively is less than 3%, will offset the new taxes passed on housing, which is 1.5% of the gross pay, VAT on fuel, which is increased by 100% from 8% to 16%, and an increase in NHIF contributions to 2.75%.
New information has become available. And indeed, inflationary pressures have been rising. Inflationary expectations have increased, and therefore we found it very necessary to relook at the situation using the new data and new information, and that is what informed the Monetary Policy Committee decision to hike the CBR by 100 basis points.
Thuge further said that they will consult with the National Treasury to come up with a roadmap on the issuance of the dollar-dominated bond that will allow the government to reduce the pressure on the shilling, something his predecessors, Dr. Patrick Njoroge, said would make Kenya dollar-dominated market further hurting the position of the shilling. Grace Chege for Spice TV.
On to our entertainment news stories. Radio Maisha presenter Mwende Masharia has shared her side of the stories regarding the interview with a popular TikToker, Aziad Nasenya, that took an unexpected turn and which has left them trending on the internet. Christabel Award with more details.
Munde revealed that she had invited Aziad to her show with the intention of showcasing her achievements as a young individual who had excelled in her craft. Munde saw Aziad as someone who had achieved great success and wanted her to inspire the audience with her story. However, the unexpected walkout happened when Munde asked about a question about her dismissal from the Talanta Hela Council, something they had agreed to leave out of their conversation, according to Aziad. Munde maintained that her intention was merely to inquire about the potential impact of Aziad missing out on the Talanta Hela job position. From her perspective, it was a fair question to ask as a journalist seeking insights into Aziad's life.
And you feel like it's not true. As in, why would you dispute someone else's age? Alafu unajua kuna ile tu kusema ai yake ni uongo, na kuna hiyo kusema huyo ni uongo, nilisoma na yeye nilisoma high school 2011 alikuwa the classmate wangu, uko like yako ni nini? So I think As
our reporter Christabel Award narrates, The Kenyan musician Esther Akoth, who's widely known as Akothee, recently shared a heartfelt account on the challenging and dynamics that he shares with her siblings, particularly her younger sister, Chebi Cox.
In an emotional interview with presenter Ali, Akothee delved into the hurtful events that transpired. She spoke fondly of her father, highlighting his unwavering support as her #1 fan. However, when she announced her own wedding plans, it coincided with her sister's upcoming wedding, which led to the conflicting circumstances. Akothee explained that her sister crossed certain boundaries and she expected an apology that never materialized. According to her, her sister convinced others that there was no actual wedding and that she had merely sought to overshadow her special day.
If I would print out my bank statements today, all my family members have smiled all the way to the bank. I was the unifying factor for my family. I've been there. I've educated them. I've supported them. I have. The only word I was waiting for her to realize that she's really hurt me to the core, and all I need is her to realize that she's hurt me and to say sorry. It would have ended there. My dad is my #1 fan. He loves me to death.
On the sports news, exciting shakeups are underway in the English Premier League as the summer transfer window kicks into high gear, with clubs vying for the top talent and eye-catching deals with a promise to reshape their league's landscape. Edward Murini with more details on the story.
With the English Premier League.
Coronation year! Manchester City, the kings of English football again!
Where 20 teams will compete in the league, the top 17 teams from the previous season and the 3 teams promoted from the championship. The promoted teams are Burnley United, Sheffield United and Luton Town, who will return to the top flight after respective absences of 1, 2 and 31 years. The price for being promoted to the Premier League is obviously all about reaching the top flight. But there is also some serious money involved. It is estimated that promotion from the Championship to the Premier League is worth around $10 million to each club of ours.
The last story is that Scotland's football community mourns the loss of the true legend as Craig Brown, the revered Scottish football manager, passes away at the age of 82. Murini Edwin with more.
Period. And in some other news, Scottish professional football player and manager Craig Brown has died. Craig Brown, who has died at the age of 82, was the most successful manager of Scotland's football team in the recent times. He took the national side to 2 major tournament finals, including their last appearance on the World Cup stage in France in the year 1998. Brown was as close to a universally well-liked figure as it is possible to be in the competitive world of football. He, however, claimed to be bilingual, with a tougher vocabulary reserved for the dressing room. Scotland played in the opening game of the 1998 tournament against Brazil as old as. Reporting for Spice TV Sports News Desk, my name is Edwin Moremi.
This is all that we had prepared for you tonight. Have a blessed night. My name is Grace Echege.